What's going on, guys? My name's Jordan. I'm a technician at Hall Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. In today's video, I want to talk about something pretty cool, or at least something I think that's pretty cool. And if you guys didn't know, on select Dodge Chargers, we've got something called DxR. That's basically a drive experience recorder. It's a built-in dash cam. Now, this isn't just a regular old dash cam. This thing can do a lot of cool stuff. It can record track times, GPS events, 0 to 60. It can apply overlays so that way you can see these and post these on the internet. And today I'm going to walk through the entire process, show you some clips of what it looks like, and that way I can help you, if you have one of these cars, get this up and rolling, get your footage so we can see it. Now, if you don't like the Dodge Charger, that's okay, because this feature is going to be coming to a lot of our future vehicles as far as performance applications. And so DxR is going to apply to all these, and the things I'm showing you on our future models is going to help so we can see all the fun stuff that you guys are doing. So the maximum resolution, too, of this dash cam is only 1080p, but it's better than no dash cam. Nighttime footage it's there. It's not the greatest in the world, but you are going to still be able to capture some things at night, particularly in a well-lit area like a city. Last night I drove through the rain, and where it sits up on the dash, up on the windshield, water droplets can kind of get in the way, and you're also going to make sure that windshield is also clean, because again, it lives right up here by the rearview mirror. And another cool feature with DxR is that you have the ability to manually toggle on and off interior audio. You're going to be able to record yourself and everything else around you. And so the audio quality is, it's not the greatest in the world, but that's because it's using the two microphones that you use when you're speaking hands-free with your cell phones. That's where it's sourcing that audio from. So we can only expect so much, but it is better than not being able to have that at all, and that feature can be turned off if you don't like it. So on top of making this tutorial, I'm also going to make a post in the Daytona Owners Forum. It'll be a detailed write-up and a walkthrough of how to set this up and get everything that you want out of it. Now, there's also another user who's done a lot of legwork. He's going through and partitioned flash drives, figured out what work, max sizes, and I'm going to put a link to his post too, because that's some invaluable information. So if you guys have one of these cars, feel free, hop on over to the forum. There's a link down below. Post your videos. We'd love to see them. And if you have any questions for me, you can find me in there, Mopar Tech Jordan. Shoot me a message, and I'll do anything that I can to help you, at least as far as with these cars, or trying to give you the advice and put you in contact with someone that can help you. So, there's one thing that you're going to need to activate DxR, and that's going to be a USB flash drive. Now, I recommend at least 128 gigabytes. I'm rocking a 32 gigabyte, and I'm quickly finding that the memory in this thing quickly gets eat up. So the larger the better, and that's definitely going to help. And if you're also curious of whether or not you have DxR, there's a couple ways that you can find out. One would be going through the radio settings and going over to performance pages and seeing if you have DxR. The other would be checking out your window sticker. And if you can see the DxR option down at the bottom, that means you have it. And finally, going into the center console, looking at that USB, if you see DxR on that USB outlet, that means you have it and you're ready to rock and roll. And once you have your USB, we do have to do one thing to it. We need to format this. It needs to be in exFAT. And I'm going to show you guys how to do it right now. It's very easy, but the only way that we're going to get this to work is if it is formatted correctly. So to format, I'll just pop my USB into my laptop. And it loads in. And I'll come down and find the USB. I'll come up to Format, up to File System, and select exFAT. It's going to have to be exFAT in order for DxR to work correctly. Then when the SAT's done, I'll just do one more thing. I'll come over to the side, and we're going to eject this USB to make sure I don't damage it. That's it, pretty easy. Using DxR is pretty straightforward and simple. You can find it through two ways. The first way will be coming through the drag down menu, pressing down, and you can see here that we have DxR capture status. Alternatively, if you come over to vehicle, performance pages through the dashboard here, you'll find DxR. If we hit DxR, it'll take a second to load. We'll get a disclaimer. And you'll see this message pop up. No external storage found. So now would be the time to insert your USB drive. If you see this pop up after installing the USB, more than likely it is corrupt. So you're going to need to remove it and try reformatting it. I'm going to reformat mine now and see what happens. USB drive's inserted, and you can see a new menu pops up. We're going to have a couple different things. I'm going to walk you through each one of them. So when you first load in, this is the menu that you're going to see. You're going to find start recording. You're going to find our last recording, our outings. This is how much storage time is left on my USB drive. This here is the settings, so that we can go through and change things. And up here in the top corner, it'll be a little difficult to see, but there is a GPS satellite. This guy will turn orange if it's lost satellite connection. Like that's used so that way it can document and record all of your GPS markings, so that way you can see tracks and laps in your exact location. So the first thing we're going to dive into is going to be the settings. Come over here to the gear icon, select it. Here are our options. So we've got the dash cam recording options. If we go through here, we're going to find that we can automatically record. Basically, with the flash drive left in, every time you hop in, as soon as you turn on the ignition, it's going to start recording every drive. You can toggle that on and off. You can also toggle it where it only happens in valet mode. So whenever you put your vehicle in valet mode, that's when the dash cam would start recording. You've also got re-recording overwrite. So if your data is full, it's just going to constantly loop and just start overwriting your previous videos. That's why I recommend having a larger flash drive. You've also got video quality here. You have a selections, 1080p, 720, and 480p. I recommend 1080p, but it will increase the data that's going to be used on your storage drive. You've also got the option for audio recording. You'll be able to record any audio inside of the cabin, and you can toggle that on and off. You got competition recordings options, which is the same thing where you go through and select your camera quality. Video overlay. So you have the option to do an overlay. If you saw one of the earlier clips, we can do, track times. We can do 0 to 60 times overlays. That include your speed, power output, regen, and it'll overlay that directly to the video. Finally, we have some software information and firmware updates. So with the settings out of the way, let's start our first recording. So when you load in, you're going to find dash cam will be the first one selected. You'll see start recording. We hit that. We're now recording. Stop recording. And our last trip has been saved. Now if we want to come over, we can view this by hitting last recording. And we're able to view that data. Going back over to outings, this is going to be every drive that I have saved. Now you also have the ability to come through and edit them or delete them. So you can give them a particular name, so that way you know what to find later on. Or if you're getting a little full, you can come back, individually select these, and delete them. So let's get into some of the fun stuff. We've got circuit and rally. Now, if you download the AliveDrive app, you're going to be able to upload your tracks. So you're going to be able to go through and find certain things like, VIR, and download that track specifically to the vehicle and be able to go through. I don't have any track saves right now, unfortunately, but it can learn a new circuit. So if you were to come hit learn a new circuit and go out on a test drive and press learn, and let's just say you do a loop around the block, it's going to learn that and build a track out of that. So you could do your own time trials. Next, we have drag mode, which is pretty awesome too, because this is going to record all of your 0 to 60 times, your eighth of a mile, 1,000 foot, your quarter mile, and it'll display this for you here. The current one that I have is incomplete because I never, I didn't have enough room to run out. But it did record this as I drove. And that's about it for the interface. It's kind of simple to navigate. It's not very hard. I recommend getting in and playing with it. You'll be able to go through and find all kinds of things, see what works for you. So the next thing we're going to focus on is exporting our media. So technically right now, we could just pull out the flash drive and, pop it right into a computer, and you're going to see all these files. But if you want the overlays, that's where things are going to start to get a little complicated. Now to apply these overlays to your videos, you're going to have to use the AliveDrive app. And I think the easiest way that I've found to export your media to your cell phone so that way you can load it into the AliveDrive app would be using the USB stick applied with an adapter that's USB-A to USB-C. I'll throw this in my phone and we'll load up the AliveDrive app. After you've downloaded the AliveDrive app and created your username and got everything set up, you're going to be able to go in through here and select all of your recordings. You're going to be able to find the ones that you just uploaded with your USB flash drive, select them, import them over, and I can be able to see both of the drives that I decided to upload. Now this is pretty cool. It's going to give me a lot of other data. I'm going to be able to look at things that are, like tire temperature, tire pressure, coolant temperature. And when you look at this data, you can see other things like oil and gas temperature. So this is going to be available for other future vehicles. You can also see that your GPS maps, you can see all the data, timestamps, lots of good information. But finally, when you go over to export outing, you'll be able to slide across the top and pick that overlay that you want. And now we can finally export it, save it to your device. And now you're going to be able to have this footage with the overlay and be able to put it wherever you want, put it up on YouTube. So guys, I hope this video was informative, and I hope it did a good job of showing you how to use DxR. If you need any help, you can find me at DaytonaOwners.com. I'm going to put a link down below. Just reach out to me at Mopar Tech Jordan, and I'll do everything that I can to help you. And if you haven't already, go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate it. Help get this information out to other owners so that way they can utilize their car's features to the best of their abilities and get the most out of the money they're spending. But thanks for watching, guys.